I would like to let everybody watching this video know that normally I don't post videos with swearing because I want to give you guys good content without worrying what your parents think of me. That being said, this video does contain in-game footage of the apocalypse, and I can't control what wild, free, adult, roving zombie hunters say. So, I apologize, but there is some swearing in this video. What's up, dudes?
I am Avery's roommate,
Stacy. Drake Cunningham.
Cassie Fowler.
Crutchy.
Brianna May Carroll, Specs.
Everything was really, really intense.
This guy is like actively dying.
I'm never excited for you, but the more you wait, the more excited it's gonna get.
She has never seen anyone that she really knows or really likes die.
Alright, let's go meet the family!
We can't have witnesses.
They ended up getting killed.
Can't wait for you to meet them all.
I can't wait to meet Anita.
My family might not be coming for me.
She's not been quite the same since.
You gotta go to Eden.
She came to Eden.
Dystopia Rising! Probably break it.
Dystopia Rising?
Dystopia Rising. And then Specs takes Crutchy aside to talk to him for a bit, and this is what he comes back with.
No, they'll be here. They're just a little late is all. I mean, it was a big group. It would have taken a while to clean up. Hey, how are you? Sorry, didn't mean to leave you hanging. How you doing? Me too, me too. Yeah, go ahead.
Alright. Spexy.
I just want to tell you something real quick.
Okay.
So,
Cassie?
on my way, I will say, on my way, over here when I planted tears in the tree, you know, it's coming from the same direction.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say this blatantly. There's a lot of dead people at that place.
Yeah, there would have been. It was a huge group of raiders.
I know. I did not specifically see. I don't know what your family looks like, so I couldn't tell. I couldn't tell. There were some scabs on the ground, bloody scabs.
Nope.
There were raiders down on the ground. I don't know if any people there was your parents or your family or not. So I'm not saying they might. I'm not saying that they're absolutely dead. I'm not saying that for a fact. I'm saying that something could have gone really wrong.
Yeah, it could have, but I mean, the scarves don't mean anything. They could have just, I don't know. Scarves get tangled all the time.
I know.
You'd have to drop them.
I know.
If you're running, that's the thing that.
I'm just saying.
You'd have to do that.
There's a huge possibility that things could have gone wrong. And I know where the road was promised.
No, they couldn't. No, that's not how it. No.
I don't want to.
You don't know that. You, like you said, you don't know what my family looks like. You
Again, I said I don't know. I'm just saying.
Cassie, how far a walk did you say it is?
It's about a day. I made it 2 because I was really slow and scared.
It's been 3. And I know they said 3.
Yeah, they said 3. And it's only a little bit over 3. There's still a chance.
I mean, there's always a chance.
There's always a chance.
I'm not telling you there's not a chance, and I'm not telling you to get rid of your hope.
Cassie? Oh, Avery. Well, I mean, Cassandra, but yeah, Cassie. Cassie. Daniel? Damien? It's good to meet you.
If it did, we're all here for you.
Huh? Oh, you're good.
Yeah. You just expect me to be okay if that happened?
Maybe not okay, but
Maybe not okay.
you're gonna have to push through it.
I mean, look at us too.
No. I'll say and I'll hear what they have to say, because I know they're wrong. I know for a fact they're wrong.
Okay, well, we're not telling you anything.
We're just
We're not saying anything is fact. What we're saying is, if somehow the off chance happens, 1, it's gonna be hard as hell, but you're gonna have to push through, at least eventually.
And we're all here.
And 2, we're gonna be here for you.
Can I tell you something?
What?
Honest to God.
Honest to God.
I wish I had a support system after my wife died.
You had a wife?
I did.
Wish I had one for you.
I wish I had a support system when Amelia died.
Who's Amelia?
She was my 2-year-old daughter, killed years ago.
Jeez.
And not a day goes by where I don't think of her. But I will say, you surround yourself with people, no matter what happens. As long as people are around you, you can persevere.
Job.
What?
That's my name. It's Joe. Joe Platty.
Nico. Nico O'Grady.
Cassandra Fowler, I guess. No, this isn't right.
So in case you can't tell, the last bit of that video is me bolting down the road to see if my family is on it, and I am looking down the road just because I need to know that they're alive at this point. And apparently Twitch sees me bolt, goes to ask Crutchy what's going on. Crutchy says her family may not be coming, and Twitch just yeets himself after me. Did I just say that in a video?
Yeah.
So yeah, Twitch catches up to me, turns me to face him, and starts talking to me, and I'm so mad I didn't get this on video. I'm so mad I didn't get this on video, but here's the gist of it. He's pretty much saying the same thing that everybody else was saying to me before, basically that this is gonna suck, but I gotta push through it because that's what they would want and all that junk. And then he goes and tells me that his parents did the same thing to him when he was a kid. They pushed him out the door with a backpack and they said run, and he did, and they never came back. And I was like, oh jeez. But he's since moved on. He now has a wife and 2 little twin babies, and I'm just like, ugh, my heart. And he also has this really big, amazing adopted family, most of whom I have now met on Facebook. Hi guys, you're all wonderful and I can't wait to meet you and play. And just a little side note here, after game was over and we were all home and everything, the guy who plays Twitch came to me on Facebook and he dropped some things that apparently were said during that conversation, but I don't remember because I was freaking out, and just, they're feelsy and they're deep, and I gotta read them to you. So apparently I said, like, you just expect me to move on after this or something like that, and he says, if you can't for your friends or yourself, live on for them, because when you live, a little piece of them lives on with you, and they'll live forever in the actions and words you speak to others. And at this point I'm just looking for any tiny scrap of evidence that my family is alive. I'm holding on to any scrap of hope that I have, and there's just none there. I cannot do it anymore, and just the straw that broke the camel's back. I cannot believe I said this. You told me to come to you if somebody ever broke a promise to me. They promised me they'd come back, Twitch. And he just pulled me into a hug and let me cry into his shoulder. And he just says very softly in my ear, I'm sorry I lied. Because he had like told me that everything was gonna be okay and everything, and it was just that, I can't. It was and will continue to be for a long time the best roleplay I have ever had. Thank you, Travis. So I've got my face buried in Twitch's shoulder, I'm crying my eyes out, and all of a sudden I hear, Cassie? Cassie? And just, I don't care, like, I'm having my moment, like, y'all can shut up. And somebody comes up, he's like, I know this is a bad time, but we really gotta go. And I look over Twitch's shoulder finally, and there is an enormous horde of zombies headed straight for the tavern, and we're pretty much in front of the tavern, and we're like, well, crap. And so we book it, like, we're running as fast as we can. It's like something out of a horror movie. So yeah, there's just 6 of us trying to stay together running through the woods, but it's like failing, we're all like fanning out. But we eventually all get back together, and people like came up to us afterward, they were like, we thought you were overreacting running towards the tavern like that, and I don't know whether or not they changed their minds when they saw the zombie horde, but I mean, I was scared out of my mind! So basically, everybody drags me inside and sits me down kind of between the front and back doors of the 4 horsemen. I'm just sitting there against the wall, still sobbing my eyes out, and I'm continuing my little mental breakdown, and then Hawk, Specs, and Crutchy all go outside to fight the zombies. Twitch and Brianna stayed with me to like make sure that I was safe or whatever, and so I'm having my little mental breakdown, and then all of a sudden I hear groaning coming from the back door. There are zombies in the tavern with me, and I have no weapon and my mental state is screwed. So Twitch goes to hold him off, and Brianna takes me into the back room with the post office and the kitchen and all that, and the library and things. And then I look out the window and I notice that the fighting outside has pretty much stopped, and that Specs still is not back, and he promised to be. And so I'm looking around the crowd and I don't see him. And then I just look at Brianna and I'm like, I gotta go find him. And then without her permission, because she's not my mother, I go and I bolt out the door to look for Specs, and I can't find him outside or inside. And at this point, I'm freaking out, but then somebody comes up to me, he's like, he's inside, he's fine. And I'm like, what? And so I go inside. Turns out, just as I had walked out one door, he had walked in the other. Basically, we all survive. We're fine. Physically, anyway. We're physically fine. So then after, like, everything settles down and stuff, some strange things start to happen, because this is a city of religion. You know what I mean? So some weird things start happening. So Crutchy's been, like, talking to people all day about his leg and, like, how it happened and everything like that, and people have been like, hey, look, I mean, you haven't died since it happened. I mean, if you were to die and come back from the grave mind, or if you were to have it, like, cut off and regrown by the faith healing, then, I mean, you could have a normal knee again. And he was like, really? And so, basically, he goes up to Addie, who is a priest of the Sainthood of Ashes. Sainthood of Ashes is basically a bunch of world religions. When the fall started, a bunch of world religions basically abandoned the fact that they were all different or whatever, and they focused on the common good, which was helping the people. And eventually, all of their tenets just kind of squished into stuff like, there's one God, mind your pride, do unto others, all that junk. Anyway, Crutchy goes up to him and he's basically like, look, I don't have any money, I don't have nearly enough to pay for this, but as soon as I have some money, will you do this faith healing thing for me? And Addie just looks at him and goes, I'll do it for free. And so that's a thing we did Saturday night. So we're getting ready, Crutchy's super nervous, and this pureblood walks by, and we tell him what we're going to do, and the look on his face was just priceless. I wish I had a picture of Gawain's face when we told him our plan. And he was like, you know what, here's a couple almighty dollars, just get the kid some hooch so he doesn't feel it or whatever. And so, that was our first mistake.
Hello, Adrian and Crutchy. He gets it down in 8, 7, 6.
What?
I guess.
Crutchy.
Oh no, sit up.
So, the beat is my little brother. My baby brother. Don't we look alike?
Yeah.
Are you twins?
No, he can't. He just thinks he can. No, I'll just go around the shield.
They're really good.
Yeah, they
Are you twins? There's 2 of you.
He's younger. You should get really confused. Our cousin looks just like us too.
Yeah, my cousin looks exactly like me.
Yeah.
And I'm just sitting right in front of Crutchy like, this is the dumbest idea ever, but I'm gonna be here for you if it goes wrong. So, here goes nothing. So Subo Jangles from earlier comes in with this gigantic hunting weapon and just shwip, and then Addie comes right in and pulls a Call the Almighty, and wouldn't you know it, it works! The only problem we gotta deal with now is that Crutchy is still drunk.
Alright, so like, what I'm thinking is, I'm a f***ing Yorker, and even though, I do have responsibilities, okay, thank you, okay,
Any of you needs help with anything, by the way, don't hesitate to ask.
all right.
Thank you very much.
At the same time, to be fun, why are you going lower? Are you okay?
Hi.
Yeah, you're not touching the gun now.
Hi.
Moving in our 5 minutes?
It bends.
Good.
Thank you.
No problem.
You need to do the same.
The what?
Saint.
The saint thing?
Oh, I thought you said the same thing, like you were also going to go into the forest.
Saint thing.
What saint thing?
The sainthood people guys just fixed my knee. So I should probably do that to help out people, right?
They just fixed the what? He's gone.
How do you reckon monster taste mixed with water?
You're saying about the saints?
They fixed my knee,
I know they fixed your knee.
so I should probably join them
If you
and
want,
help them.
don't feel as if that's like a dead.
Don't make this decision right now. Okay, if you make this decision right now,
I'm gonna laugh my ass
no.
off.
No. You know what? Yeah, f you
You
too.
should not be making any decisions right now.
It works and he's drunk off his
Won't you get your sandwich?
Yeah.
I'm getting there. I'm about to buy some more.
Crutchy, should I go in there?
But where?
The forest.
You
Your
guys
opinion?
got money?
Are you gonna go?
I don't know, maybe.
They're over.
I I'm not drunk and you're not going to that fucking forest. I've been drinking since I was 10, you jack. And he went, what just happened? I should be an entertainer. It was good. I had you going good.
You know, guys.
Wait, that was.
Wait, what now?
No, I showed it up about 20 seconds ago and I tried to play it out.
After that, I decided it's time to bite the bullet and I make Brianna teach me how to sword fight. And I guess I'm okay at it. Yeah. And now that I have a weapon, or well, I don't have a weapon, but I know how to use a weapon, I can go on adventures, right? So I did take down some Zed all by myself and I'm so proud of myself. I've done good. Anyway, after that, Crutchy, Brianna, and I sat outside the hospital for a little bit while Gemma told us about the Fallow Hopes and their tenants and all that junk. And like, I'm kind of sitting on the porch half listening because honestly, my family just died, so yeah. And then we hear screaming from the forest and we go to investigate. And basically what we find are what we think are lost voices. A lost voice is a type of Zed which basically they can only repeat a select few phrases, so if they can't answer your question, they're probably a lost voice. The other deal with them is when you get them into bleed out, they will beg for their life so that you find it, you just can't killing blow them. They're too cute or they remind you of somebody or something like that. And you have to be really strong-willed. Reed, you have to have refuse in order to be able to killing blow them. So yeah, that's a thing. So we get to the side of the screaming, we figure it out, everything is fine, we don't need to do anything, and Gemma goes to trade with this dude Apostrophe. So, for the hour while she's doing that, Crutchy, Brianna, and I sit outside on this porch and we talk to this guy Tobin about the telling visions. And yeah, apparently we were there for a solid hour before we decided to head back up to the tavern. So we get back to the tavern and these two dudes, Damien and Shauna, come up to us and they're like, hey, we're ghost hunters, we're gonna go take down the white lady at the old schoolhouse or whatever, you guys wanna come? And we're like, I mean, fine. I mean, anything to take my mind off of this thing that just happened, you feel me? So we get over there, there's a few Zed that we gotta take care of. Somebody dropped a weapon, so I got to actually kill a Zed. I done good. And then we all hear, by my voice, attract all living, and everybody's going, mind resist, mind resist, mind resist, and I'm not powerful enough for that. So I am walking straight into a murder house with no weapon. Yeah. So yeah, I'm just walking into the murder house thinking,
I'm in danger.
And then we get all the way into the house and I hear, by my voice, 1 minute paralysis. So I freeze in place. And everybody's dropping like flies and I'm like, what? This is where I die, I guess. But somebody comes and gets me and pulls me out of there. I got so lucky. You guys have no idea how lucky I got. Okay? So they dragged me outside, they let me ride it out. Brianna got both her legs mangled, Crutchy got both his arms mangled, and I dragged them both back to the tavern. It was wonderful. And they didn't even pay us. Damien and Shauna, I want my money. So Brianna got her leg fixed by a final night, which is these dudes that we've been told to stay away from, because basically their whole thing is they believe that the world we live in is actually hell, and that all the people who are here are the people that deserve to be here. And basically they figure if this is hell, they might as well be masters of it, right? So it's their goal to like conquer the demons they believe that exist. I don't know, ask a final night. So they fixed one of her legs, and at that point, like, we wanted to get the other one fixed, but I was just too tired. So I took her back to the tavern and we all, like, dropped. And in the middle of the night, I'm awoken by a scream in the forest. Which, it has nothing to do with what happens, it just wakes me up. But as I'm awake, Minister General Gemma comes into the room and starts talking with people about how she now has a letter from the Inquisition saying that she has failed in her duties as Minister General and that they would be coming to talk to her within the hour. And apparently the hour started 20 minutes ago. And so now I hear this, and I'm hearing screams out in the forest. And so I spent most of Sunday morning trying to sleep with my heart pounding out of my chest. But it's okay, because that's the experience I paid for. Gemma, I'm sorry I eavesdropped on your conversation. So we woke up Sunday morning, we went to get Brianna's other leg fixed. This guy gave her like a random pill, didn't tell us what it was. Basically says, go out in the sunlight and bite down on it and then your leg will be fixed. And then it hurts like a mother for a good few seconds. But the leg's fixed afterwards, so it's fine. And the guy just sits there laughing and I'm just like, bruh, basically that pill was like worth way too much money, so now we owe him like guard duty or whatever, and since I'm a rover, I guess I gotta uphold it, so I'm guarding for you, dude. Eventually, it's gonna happen when I get back there. A couple places were raided, Specs and Crutchy were in the middle of it, they were fine, it was good. And then Gawain the Pureblood, who bought Crutchy Hooch the night before, comes up and he's like, hey, pit fights in 20 minutes! And we're like, pit fights? Okay. So we go and we watch the pit fights.
Who wants to fight me?
Samson! Seamus. Yeah, Seamus! And for this fight, there will be a bit of a prize offered. Anyone who defeats this man will receive a very, very special pair of nuts.
You did your best, Mom.
Ah, alright.
Mama's so proud of you.
Bare knuckle brawling. Can't do it.
Bare knuckle brawling.
Actually, you know what? I'll fight anyone with a weapon as long as they don't use a shield.
As long as they don't use a shield. Any weapon. No, it is not to the death. It is to submission.
Yeah, I prefer not to die, to be honest.
So, is anyone going to this challenge?
Don't kill my little man, or I'll kill you.
Oh, wow. Alright.
This motherfucker wants some!
Okay! Woo! Alright!
Alright, everyone!
This ought to be fun.
Oh, this is gonna be good!
Before we start, would anyone like to place bets?
As if I had anything to bet.
I don't got money to bet.
Oh,
hey, you're here.
To make things interesting, I will place 5 on my friend Clash.
Oh, shit!
5.
Oh, shit!
Would anybody like to
Hey,
beat
man,
that
look,
5?
if
You'll
this
take
girl
that?
wants to waste
We'll
his
take
money
that?
on the wrong
Alright.
pony, you can go right ahead. That's
You
fine.
tell him, Seamus.
Alright.
Come on, man, put in the Seamus.
just told my
I'm so funny. I'm not funny.
Oh, tell me a prick.
Armor. I don't have any. Do it, Clash.
Alright!
Hey, we have a fight!
Woo! 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 Alright!
Alright, are we ready?
Alright!
Both fighters, you may begin!
Woo! Alright! To party!
7, 7, 7, 1, 1, 7, 7, 7, 1, 1, 1, 1, 7, 1, 1, 1, 7, 7, 7, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1.
Wow. Damn. Classy Hawk.
7, 7, 7, 7, 7. Take down. Fuck. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1.
You got this, Seamus.
1, 1, 1.
Gosh, what are you doing?
Get up, motherfucker. Oh, no. Why would you bet on
Man!
And then we decide we want to be in the pit fights.
With the
I
crutch.
have 2 credit on the guy that's not with the crutch.
Give me go lose.
Definitely spooked that.
Alright.
I'll take it.
That is, yeah, no,
I'm
Okay.
still working on it.
So we got a bet.
Come on, Crutchy, come on.
Kick his Crutchy. You gonna take that, man?
Ah, shit, yeah.
He just got it fixed last night.
Woo!
It's getting there.
Alright, are you both ready? Alright.
Alright.
Come on, kick his Crutchy.
Got it.
Come on, you got this. You got this.
Come on,
Let's
Crutchy.
go! Woo! Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit!
Come on!
Go work your legs again, motherfucker!
Yes, Crutchy! Woo!
You're gonna fucking kill you someday!
Alright.
Crutchy, I'm proud of you!
I'm proud of you, man!
That's bullshit!
We actually had, I'm so mad I didn't get this on film, we had a battle royale of all of the pilgrims in a ring, and yeah, no, I didn't do so hot, because even though I now knew how to use a weapon, I was still weak as all get out. Jack came out on top, wielding nothing but a butcher knife and 40 points of armor. That ain't fair, boy. I was the first person he dropped. Yeah. And then this iron slave comes up, and she tells us that she wants a fight to the death. And we're like, are you sure? And she's like, yes, this is my choice that I want to make. And before she goes into the ring, I hear her saying something about her family and why she deserves to die. And considering what happened the night before, yeah, that had Cassie thinking for a bit. She couldn't watch the killing blow. She watched the fight, but she couldn't watch the killing blow. She turned away. And then it was game off, and we all had to go home, and I was sad because it was so good. You guys have no clue how good it was. It was so good. Oh my lord, go to Dystopia Rising if you have the chance. But yeah, from an in-game perspective, Crutchy, Specs, Brianna, and Cassie all set out into the wastes together because Crutchy had heard rumors of a settlement popping up in the Georgia-Bama area. So now that that's all done and I'm done fangirling, it's time to do this little giveaway thing. I had so much fun reading about all the LARP characters you guys sent me, and some of you even wrote me like detailed stories about your LARP characters, and I thought it was really cool that I got to take a little peek into your character's life. And you know, since your character is a part of you, I kind of also got to take a little peek into what my viewers are like. So hey, that's cool. Thanks, guys. All right, and now I'm gonna pick us. Shut up. All right, and now I'm gonna pick a winner. I'm gonna pick a winner. Here we go. The winner is. Boop. Who we got here? Miles G. You won, man. Good job. I believed in you from the start. So yeah, go on Style Guild's Etsy page, pick out the pair of cuffs that you want, and let me know, and I will send them to you as a gift. So the next giveaway I'm going to do is for when I hit 500 subscribers, and the prize for that is going to be a custom decorative shield for your wall. I can make it any size, any shape, any design that you want, and all you have to do to win it is tell me about the greatest interaction you've ever had with another player character. Give me the feels! I want the feels! Give me all the feels. Regale me with stories of your intense roleplay. Spin me a tale of things. Give me the feels and I'll give you a shield. That rhymes. Why does it rhyme, Aubrey? Because it rhymes. It rhymes! If you want to see my process for making a shield before you decide that you want it, the link to that video will be at the end screen, and also I'll have a link to the thing in the thing below. You feel me? You know what I'm saying. So yeah, that's all I got. That's my trip to Dystopia Rising. I had such a good time. Thank you to all the plot. Thank you to all the NPCs. Thank you to all the PCs. Oh my lord, you guys need to go to Dystopia Rising. It's so great. Like, I can't stress this enough. Do the thing. Have an adventure. Yeah, if you liked this little video, check out Dystopia Rising's YouTube channel. I'll put a link to Dystopia Rising hype, and it's good hype. It's good hype. If you liked this video, you should also consider subscribing to my channel. There's the subscribe button somewhere down here. I always forget which side of the screen it's on. And also, you know, like and comment features are a thing that videos have too. You could use those. I like to talk to you people. Yeah. That's all I got. I don't know how to words. This is Mochi saying that I have no snappy slogan for the end of this video. Adios, my bros. Wow, that was really ungenuine, and I'm so sorry.